Hey you guys, it's your girl Jade, and welcome to another episode of Cranium Juice, okay, here on the Juice Box. And today's episode is all about normalizing bad behavior or accepting your bad behavior, okay? Basically, this is a thing that a lot of people do, and you know that you're not supposed to do something, regardless of the fact. If someone says something to you about what you're not supposed to be doing, you should not do it. If you're old enough to understand that, hey, this is something that isn't good for me, or if this is something that's harming me or harming others, or this is something that's just plain against the rules, I probably just shouldn't do it. I shouldn't wait for someone else to tell me, hey, don't do it, and then listen. A lot of people take their free will for granted. Like, for instance, I'm just going to use this as a regular example because I know a lot of people in the world do this. So, smoking weed in public places. We all know that weed is illegal. So, if you out walking the streets of a city where you know that weed is illegal, yet you're smoking on the bus stop, or you're smoking in the park, or how about this? A lot of people walk around and still have beer or alcoholic beverages walking down the street as if beer is legal. It's legal to drink your beer, yeah, but you know that it's illegal to have an open can walk down the street. You know that you could get in trouble for that. The police officers could stop you and be like, hey, that's a open container, you're going to jail, or give you a fine, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of people, they just be like, well, in this neighborhood the cops don't bother me, so I can do this, and they continue to do it. So what if the cops didn't say anything for a whole year and you're doing this? Then one day, the next year, they come to you and you get a fine or you get locked up. What is your argument? Oh, you never said nothing before. That's how a lot of people get caught up, because if you wait for someone to tell you that it's the wrong thing to do when you already know it's the wrong thing to do, then the penalty will probably be twice as worse. Because not only did you understand and know that it was the incorrect thing to do, but you did it anyway. Okay? And basically you're taking advantage of the fact that you know that these people aren't paying attention, or you know that they aren't going to say anything to you because they haven't in the past. Thus, you're opening yourself, you're leaving yourself vulnerable for things to go in the wrong direction. Now, in the society that we live in today, some people have it worse off than others. You know that people of color are always targeted for some reason, okay? Or maybe even basically anyone that they consider a minority. Because I know Hispanic people, they're also targeted for no reason as well. So people that the majority sees as a minority, and who's to even say that they're the majority, because it's all perception. But people that are categorized as minorities, they already have a harder time in this society. So why would you allow yourself to be open and vulnerable by doing the wrong thing? And when I say the wrong thing, you know inside what you are supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do, regardless of the fact if you're harming anyone else. So it's like, I don't have to tell you not to go out and murder somebody, because you know it's the wrong thing to do. You know that if you murder somebody, there will be consequences. That someone could in turn murder you for revenge, or you could be incarcerated in jail, or it's plenty. The list goes on and on. But the fact is, some things are unspoken rules. You don't have to say them. So why would you do something that would have major consequences for you when you already knew internally that it was the wrong thing to do? So when people do these things, making it normal to do the wrong thing, not only are you hurting yourself, but if you have children or if you have cousins, family, anybody in society, because we all affect one another. So not only are you harming the people that are watching you, like your family, your children, but you're also harming other people in society because they feel as though it's acceptable to do the wrong thing because one person has already made it normal. So they feel less compelled to do what they're supposed to do. So, and let me stop right there and say that no one should be a follower. So if they're following you, they already doing the wrong thing. They don't have a mind of their own. But it's just the common fact that a lot of people in our society today are followers. So this just shows how each of us have a direct effect on another person in our society. We can't get away from it because everyone is watching one another. And with anything that you do, you are affecting another person. Whether it's you smoking weed in public, drinking in public, cussing somebody else out, not being able to control yourself or your anger, whether you're stealing, whether you're cheating, whether you're lying, whether you are trying to steal somebody else's man when you know that that's not the right thing to do because you wouldn't want that done to you, whether you are promoting not reading, don't go to school, fuck education. You say things like that and the little kid overhears you and they start saying the same thing, not even understanding the reason why you're saying that. It doesn't matter if they fully understand why you say what you say. It affects them for the rest of their life. So this episode of Cranium Juice is all about normalizing the wrong thing. That goes for a lot of different things. In our music videos, in our movies, we have our people walking around with guns in their side hips, threatening to shoot anybody if they try them. That's normalizing the wrong thing because a gun could be used for protection, yes, but you shouldn't be making threats to other people, trying to get them to do something to you so that you can do something to them. That's not the right thing to do. That's normalizing the wrong thing. Making acceptable to do the wrong thing. That's just like when people do anything for money. You are compromising yourself. Thus, what are the consequences? You're willing to cut yourself for some money. You're willing to kill somebody else for some money. You're willing to lie, cover something up just for a quick dollar sign. That's just ridiculous. So when you normalize doing the wrong thing, then it can affect generations and generations. It can affect the whole world to the point where everyone is depressed. Everyone is in some type of pain and they're doing something to try to heal themselves just because they have been normalizing doing the wrong thing for so long. It seems like it's normal. It seems like this is how everything should be. And I know that is not the truth. So today's episode of Cranium Juice was all about normalizing doing the wrong thing, accepting your flaws and making it seem as though they're normal, not trying to work on them, trying to keep them just the same, trying to brush it under the rug and act like it doesn't matter. Saying everybody has flaws is a true fact, but how many people are actually trying to work on those flaws so that slowly, little by little, they disappear and you become a better person? And how many people are actually saying, yeah, I got flaws, and accepting them and trying to force every other person to accept them as well? Everyone should be growing, and anything that isn't growing is dead. And anything that's dead, I don't need it around me, because I'm full of life. Okay? And my God is a living God. He's full of life too. And he gives life. So, that being said, this cranium juice was all about normalizing doing the wrong thing. One thing in life that we all need to learn not to do, because it's a very harmful and toxic trait. So, thank you for tuning in. This has been another great episode of The Juice Box, and we will see you next week. Peace. Stay juicy.